See, if you look at the existing industry, the biggest challenge that industry faces is that of standardization. They need to standardize everything that a bank does, whether it's their processes, whether it's their risk management, whether it's their operations. Standardize for what? Standardize to deliver quality service for its client. That is the key challenge for Islamic banks. And this is where Islamic windows are going to really compete effectively with those banks who are unable to standardize and deliver quality service to the customers. Because there used to be a time 5 years back or so when Islamic products were always more expensive for whatever reason or fact. Those days are gone. Islamic products are priced equivalent to conventional products. So if that is so, then the customer is going to be, if the customer is neutral on pricing and his preference is Islamic, if you're not able to deliver the same quality of service which a conventional bank does, regardless of how good or how bad it has to be at par. If it's not at par, if it's not better, then it's the Islamic bank who are going to lose. So standardization is the key for everything.
Okay, right. Now,
It's happened a number of times. People have approached me, a few of my friends as well, asking if how they can enter the industry. My single advice to them is that whoever comes to Islamic industry, they need to bring in some value addition. Unfortunately, Islamic industry is very small. What anybody who's interested to join Islamic industry needs to do is to get some number of years of experience under their belt in conventional banking, to understand credit, to understand product development, to understand processing. Because again, Islamic banking, Islamic finance today is all about structuring transaction Islamically, which is not very difficult, and anyone who has done or being part of any segment of conventional banking can easily understand and absorb when he has been trained in a conventional banking. Unfortunately, there are very few institutions who trained people for Islamic banking. There are few academic institutions who are now giving degrees in Islamic finance, but they don't give you the practical experience. So my sincere advice to anybody who's really sincere in coming into Islamic finance will be, put 3 to 4 years, 5 years of experience into conventional banking under their belt, and then move into Islamic banking, because then they will be able to bring value addition.
Yeah.
That's on one.
Significant achievement for you as an individual.
Doing the first ever sukuk for the Islamic bank, or doing the first ever $1 billion sukuk. I think that was an achievement. And that was a very memorable journey for all the participants that were there. It was done in a very, very amicable fashion, where the issuer along with the arranger still recalled those days when we had raised the first ever sukuk, which was $1 billion. I think that was a challenge for us. We were lucky enough to be there at the right time, to be associated with that. And that's where I think we changed the industry in the region.
Okay, very good.
Well, 2011 for us was an excellent year. We had taken the entire Islamic business model, which was run differently in 2009, turned it around. 2010 was not a good year. 2011 was an excellent year for us. Why is that? Because we knew what's happening in the industry. When the subprime crisis started in 2008, at that time I started my team working on standardizing the commercial banking suite, which we completed in 2010. And 2011, we used that to go into the commercial banking in the mid-markets, which the Islamic banks were doing, but they're not standardized. So we really compelled ourselves into pushing that business. 2012 is going to be another better year for us. Why is that? Because the entire bank now knows what to expect from the Islamic team in terms of products, deliverables, and what are we going to deliver in addition to working with existing clients. We are delivering to this bank a new client relationship which was missing, especially in the ME segment. We are able to capture the large corporate and commercial banking client who are taking their business away to other Islamic banks because we are not offering Islamic. We are taking a lead there. It already it's shown. So while yes, it will be a challenging year for a lot of institutions, for us we are very excited. There is going to be another year where we are going to further demonstrate the strength of the Islamic initiative for Mashreq Group.
Excellent. Okay, good. Were you from? Where have you gone?
I'm from Pakistan, but I've been away from Pakistan from 1985. So I'm like an expat nomad banker who's always looking at the green impact. I've come to terms with the word of contentment. You know, contentment in life, contentment in your profession, contentment in what you do is something that drives you. If you're not content, then it's a never-ending cycle. Contentment is something that is also, it should be there with every human being. It's taught by every religion to be content with yourself or self-conscious. So once you reach contentment, you reach a peace with yourself. Yes, if an opportunity arises, I would like to do things which is within my means, but I don't go out of bounds. I don't excel myself that I have to work X number of hours to deliver X revenue to get so that I can make my year-end bonus so that I can buy a Ferrari or something else. It will happen when it's going to happen. My biggest thing is my family. I'm a family man, and the next biggest thing is my health. I'm not driven by financial motivation to make me happy. I'm driven by the achievements that is going to propel what I do. I mean, I chose a career of Islamic banking, and Islamic banking was not known. The reason for that was I wanted to pursue a PhD program. Today I can even write thesis in any field of Islamic banking. Will I pursue and get a PhD? I think I will, but I don't need to because my self-conscious is satisfied that I know enough. I can teach PhDs as well, what is Islamic banking all about.
Yeah.
So I'm more propelled to make sure that I'm instrumental in guiding institution where I'm working or guiding industry where I take a small part in terms of writing articles or contributing into getting a think tank together and taking the industry to the right level of development and growth.
Okay.
I am disturbed in terms of how this industry is taking shape. I like to see this industry in a more purer sense into what the actual essence of Islamic finance is all about, which is risk sharing, risk participation, rather than just providing another shell structure loan to somebody else. So yes, my drivers are different, and in doing so, if I can achieve financial status, which is well and good.
Oh gosh. And then
there's a person called Mashreq Chhapada who has written a book called Islamic Economics. He used to work with Saudi Arabian Monetary Authority, and I think he pinpointed very early in the sort of development of Islamic finance that unless we have Islamic economies in these Muslim countries, Islamic finance will not excel. And whatever you do and say today, that one thing stands. For Islamic banking to succeed, we need to see more of Islamic economies operating in these Muslim countries. And that was, I think, one person who has really impressed me and to really focus on what is it that people like us should be doing in this industry.